What if I told you everything you've been waiting for, everything you've been hoping to achieve, everything that's been sitting just out of reach is closer than you think? Yeah, I know. You've been grinding, pushing, fighting, but it still feels like something's missing. You ever felt like you're running, giving it all you got, but no matter how fast, how strong, how committed you are, life keeps pulling you back like gravity refusing to let you rise? Let me ask you, what if the thing holding you back wasn't the world, wasn't your situation, wasn't even the people around you, but you? Yeah, I said it. What if the only thing stopping you from leveling up, from breaking through, from stepping into your greatness is the way you think, the way you see yourself, the way you move when no one's watching? Listen to me. Success ain't about luck. It ain't about talent. It ain't even about where you come from. It's about mindset, about energy, about the decision to stop making excuses and start making moves. You ready to stop waiting, stop watching, and start winning? Because today, right now, we're breaking through. And I promise you, by the end of this, you ain't gonna look at your life the same way again. We've all been there, stuck, overwhelmed, unsure, watching other people win, succeed, elevate, while we're sitting on the sidelines wondering, why not me? Yeah, I know that feeling. You wake up, go to work, grind through your day, and still feel like you're running in circles, like no matter what you do, you're not getting anywhere. But let me tell you something, that feeling, that frustration, that voice in your head telling you, maybe this ain't for me, it's a lie. You hear me? It's a lie, and it's been holding you back for too long. The truth is, you got everything you need inside of you. The power, the discipline, the fire. But somewhere along the way, you let fear, doubt, comfort talk you out of your own greatness. But today is different. Because today, we're gonna shake that mindset. We're gonna flip that switch. We're gonna start seeing ourselves the way we were meant to be. Strong, focused, unstoppable. Because let me tell you something. Success ain't about being perfect. It ain't about having all the answers. It's about taking ownership. About deciding that no matter what, you're gonna show up. You're gonna push through. And you're gonna get what's yours. So if you've ever felt like you're stuck, like you're running out of time, like you don't know if you've got what it takes, I need you to lock in right now, because this right here, this is the moment things start to change. By the end of this episode, you ain't just gonna feel motivated, you're gonna have a game plan, real actionable strategies to shift your mindset, unlock your potential, and start moving with purpose. We're not here to talk theory. We're not here to waste time. We're here to get results. We're gonna break down what's been holding you back, why your mindset matters more than your circumstances, and how you can start making power moves today. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. Because let me tell you, the difference between people who win and people who stay stuck, it ain't money. It ain't connections. It ain't luck. It's decision. The decision to show up, to put in the work, to bet on themselves when nobody else does. And guess what? By the end of this, you're gonna be that person. The one who decides, who commits, who stops waiting and starts doing. So if you're ready, if you're tired of playing small, if you know deep down that there's more in you, then lock in, stay with me, and let's get to it. What if you could unlock untapped potential in your life with just a few mindset shifts? Yeah, I need you to really think about that, because right now, you might be sitting on something powerful, something game-changing, something that could completely transform your life, but you don't even see it yet. Why? Because you've been too busy doubting yourself, too busy making excuses, too busy waiting for the right moment, the right opportunity, the right person to give you permission. But listen, ain't nobody coming to save you, ain't nobody coming to hand you success, and ain't nobody gonna want it for you more than you. The real ones, the ones who break through, the ones who make it happen. They don't wait for the perfect moment, they create it. They decide, I don't care how I feel. I don't care what's in my way. I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to win. And guess what? That kind of mindset, that kind of energy, that's what separates the people who dream from the people who do. So today, right now, we're going to talk about how you tap into that, how you shift from hoping to executing, from wishing to working, from stuck to unstoppable. Because I promise you, everything you want is already within reach, but you got to be willing to grab it, to work for it, to refuse to let anything stand in your way. You ready for that? Good. Because we're about to get into it. Listen, everything in life, everything you want to achieve, everything you're fighting for, it all comes down to one thing: mindset. Yeah, I know you've heard it before, but I need you to really let this sink in. Because your mindset, your beliefs, the way you see yourself, it's the foundation of everything. You ever wonder why two people can go through the same struggle, face the same obstacles, and one of them rises while the other stays stuck? It ain't luck in me, it ain't talent, it's mindset. It's the way they think. One person looks at failure and says, maybe I ain't got what it takes, while the other says, all right, lesson learned, let's go again. One person lets fear stop them. The other person feels the fear, but moves anyway. That's the difference. That's what separates people who talk about success from people who live it. You see, your mind is like a GPS. It's constantly setting the direction of your life. If you tell yourself, I can't, guess what? You won't. If you tell yourself, I'm not good enough, you're gonna start living like it. But when you switch that up, when you start saying, I can, when you start believing, I am built for this, your whole life shifts. Your mind starts looking for ways to make it happen instead of reasons why it won't. That's the key. That's the power. That's the one thing that can change everything. But it ain't enough to just know this. You gotta act on it. You gotta train your mind. You gotta start feeding yourself the right thoughts, the right energy, the right environment. Because when your mindset changes, your results change, your life changes. And today, we're gonna break down exactly how you do that. Look, I know what you're thinking. Yeah, but you don't know my situation. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know the kind of obstacles I'm facing. And you're right. I don't know your exact story. But let me tell you what I do know. I know struggle. I know setbacks. I know what it feels like to be overlooked, to put in work and feel like nothing is changing, to wonder if you even got what it takes. I know that feeling. And let me tell you something. You ain't alone. Every single person who has ever achieved something great has felt that same doubt, that same frustration, that same urge to quit. But you know what separates the ones who break through? It ain't talent, it ain't luck, It's the choice to keep going, to keep showing up, to keep believing, even when it don't look like it's working. So let's talk real for a second. What's stopping you? Is it fear? Is it doubt? Is it the people around you telling you it ain't possible? Because whatever it is, I promise you, somebody else has faced it and still found a way. And if they can do it, so can you. The question ain't whether you can win, it's whether you're willing to fight for it. You say you want success, you say you want to level up, but are you willing to push past the excuses? Are you willing to block out the noise? Are you willing to do what it takes, even when it's hard? Even when it's uncomfortable? Even when you don't feel like it? Because that's the test. That's the moment where champions are made. And today, I need you to decide, are you going to keep watching from the sidelines? Or are you going to step up and start playing this game for real? Let me hit you with some facts, some straight up proof that mindset ain't just some motivational talk. It's the real difference maker. You ever heard of Michael Jordan? Yeah, the GOAT, 6-time NBA champion. One of the greatest to ever do it. But listen, before he became that legend, he got cut from his high school basketball team. Imagine that. One of the greatest players of all time being told, you ain't good enough. Now, most people, they would have taken that hit, got in their feelings, and quit. But not MJ. Nah. He took that as fuel. He used that moment to push harder, to train longer, to outwork everybody. His mindset refused to let him lose. And because of that, he went from being a nobody on the team to being the best player on the planet. You want another example? Let's talk about Oprah Winfrey. She got fired from her first TV job. Her bosses told her she wasn't fit for television. Imagine that. One of the most influential media moguls ever being told she didn't belong. But instead of letting that break her, she flipped the script. She believed in herself even when others didn't. And now, she's built an empire that's changed millions of lives. You see the pattern? It's not about where you start. It's about whether or not you're willing to keep going. The most successful people ain't the ones who had it easy. They're the ones who refused to give up, who trained their mind to see challenges as opportunities instead of obstacles. And if they can do it, if they can rise from rejection, from failure, from struggle, then guess what? So can you. But it starts up here in your mind, in the way you think, in the way you respond to adversity. So now, the question is, are you willing to make that shift? Are you willing to start thinking like a winner? Because that's the only way to become one. Focus is the foundation of every success story. Yeah, I need you to hear that, because a lot of y'all are out here working hard, grinding, putting in the hours, but you're all over the place, scattered, chasing 10 different things at once, and wondering why you ain't seeing results. Let me tell you something. Success don't come from just working hard. It comes from working smart, locking in, getting laser focused on what really matters. You ever seen a magnifying glass in the sun? That light is everywhere. But when you focus it, when you direct all that energy to one spot, it creates fire. That's what focus does. It turns effort into power. It turns work into results. Look, you can't be halfway in and expect to win. You can't be committed on Monday and distracted by Thursday. Winners, they lock in, they eliminate distractions, they decide, this is what I'm going after, and nothing is going to pull me away from it. Michael Jordan didn't train for basketball one day and then switch to baseball the next. Nah, he mastered his craft. Steve Jobs wasn't out here trying to build iPhones, run restaurants, and start a clothing brand at the same time. He locked in on one thing and made it great. That's the mindset. That's the focus it takes to go from average to elite. And listen, some of y'all got big dreams. You want to be successful, but you're distracted. You're spending hours scrolling social media, watching Netflix, getting caught up in drama that ain't got nothing to do with your future. And then you wonder why things ain't changing. Let me be real with you. You can't expect to win if your focus is weak. You gotta cut out the noise. You gotta protect your time. You gotta get intentional about what you give your energy to. Because if you're serious about success, then it's time to stop playing. It's time to stop making excuses. And it's time to lock in. Let me break this down for you, because this ain't just talk. This is facts. You ever heard of Kobe Bryant, the Black Mamba, one of the greatest to ever step on the court? You know what separated him from everybody else? Focus. While other players were sleeping, Kobe was in the gym, 4 a.m., shooting thousands of shots before practice even started. While they were partying, he was studying game film, learning every move, every weakness of his opponent. It wasn't talent that made Kobe legendary. It was his obsession with mastering his craft, his ability to lock in when everybody else got distracted. And it ain't just in sports. Look at Elon Musk. Whether you love him or hate him, you can't deny one thing. He's built different. While people are binge watching TV, Elon is working 80, 90 hours a week, locked in on one mission, creating the future. Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, this man don't waste time on things that don't serve his purpose. He don't get caught up in drama. He don't let failure slow him down, because his focus is unbreakable. Now, let's bring it back to you. You say you want to level up? You say you want to be successful? Then let me ask you, where's your focus? Are you waking up every day locked in on your goals? Or are you letting distractions steal your time? Are you putting in the work when nobody's watching? Or are you making excuses? Because the truth is, whatever you give your energy to, that's what's going to grow. You put your focus on excuses, on fear, on doubt, that's what's going to control your life. But if you put your focus on growth, on consistency, on getting better every single day, then success ain't a question of if. It's only a matter of when. So today, I need you to make a decision, not tomorrow, not next week, right now. What are you going to lock in on? What are you going to eliminate that's been pulling you away from your greatness? Because your future depends on what you choose to focus on today. Let's break this down one more time so it's crystal clear. So you walk away from this knowing exactly what you need to do. First, it all starts with mindset. Because the way you think determines the way you move. You can't expect to win if your thoughts are setting you up to lose. Second, it's about persistence. Because every successful person, every single one, has faced failure, doubt, rejection, but they kept pushing. They refused to quit. And third, focus, the game changer. The thing that separates the good from the great. You got to lock in, cut out the distractions, and put all your energy into what really matters. If you do that, if you commit to these principles, ain't nothing that can stop you. Listen, this ain't just something to get you hyped up for a few minutes. This is a blueprint. This is a lifestyle. If you take what we talked about today and apply it, your life will change. Not maybe, not someday, it will. but it's on you. Nobody's gonna hand it to you. Nobody's gonna do the work for you. You gotta want it bad enough to show up every day, to do the hard things, to stay committed even when you don't feel like it. Because that's how you separate yourself. That's how you build something real. That's how you win. This ain't just theory. This ain't just hype. This is real. This is the truth, and it works. Every person who's ever made something of themselves, who's ever built something great, who's ever turned a dream into reality, they all had to do the same thing: shift their mindset, push through the struggle, and focus like their life depended on it. And let me tell you, this matters because your life, your future, your success is on the line. It ain't about luck. It ain't about who you know. It ain't even about talent. It's about decision. The decision to stop waiting, to stop doubting, to stop making excuses, and to start moving. Because let's be real, time ain't waiting on you. Opportunities ain't waiting on you. Life ain't waiting on you. And the longer you sit on the sidelines, the longer you let distractions win, the longer you let fear keep you stuck, the more you're wasting what could be the greatest version of you. And that's why this matters, because you have the power. You have the potential. You have everything you need inside of you, but it's on you to bring it out. You got to understand the difference between people who make it and people who don't. It ain't magic. It ain't secret knowledge. It's choice. The choice to show up when it's hard. The choice to stay locked in when distractions come. The choice to keep going even when results don't show up overnight. That's what builds greatness. That's what changes lives. And that's what's waiting for you if you're willing to step up and take it. So here's the deal. No more waiting. No more second guessing. No more talking about what you're gonna do someday. Someday ain't real. Someday is an excuse. Someday is what keeps people stuck. Today, right now, this is your moment. This is your time to make a move, to stop letting distractions, fear, and doubt run your life. I need you to decide. Are you gonna keep watching, or are you gonna start doing? Because let me tell you, the ones who win, they ain't the ones who had it easy. They're the ones who stopped making excuses and started taking action. And that's exactly what I need from you right now. I need you to take that first step. I don't care how small it is. I don't care if it's just a decision, but make a move. Set the goal, write it down, cut out a distraction, start the habit, do something that proves to yourself that you're done waiting, done wishing, done sitting on the sidelines. Because the truth is, the minute you start moving, the minute you commit, the minute you tell yourself, I'm all in, everything starts shifting. Doors start opening, momentum starts building, and success stops being a maybe and starts being a when. So I'm challenging you today, not tomorrow, not next week, today. What's the first step you're gonna take? Drop it in the comments, write it down, make it real. And remember this, you have the power to create your future, to change your life, to step into the best version of you. But it all starts with one decision, one action, one step forward. And if you take that step today, I promise you, you'll look back and realize this was the moment everything changed. Let's get to it. Let's work.